Hi people. Hi people.
Hello.
Yeah, we're back. Yeah, we just wanna say thank you to everyone who's been with us, and to those who have just joined. Thank you so much, and yeah, to those who are seeing us for the first time, please do subscribe to our channel
And press that like button.
yes, and press the like button and do comment. Yes. So yeah, today we're talking about a really sad story that we actually like. It actually took us time to
Come here and
to come here and try and open up about it, because it is really well, it is a really sad story. I don't like talking about it. Like whenever we talk about it, whenever we talk about what actually happened, I just burst into tears.
and I wish not to talk about it, but hey, here we are.
Since people have been asking how's the relationship with your mom,
Yeah.
so guys, basically we're gonna be talking about what really went down between Tabo, my husband, and my mother-in-law, his mom. So yeah.
Yeah, guys.
So don't be surprised when he does most of the talking,
talking, yeah.
because he's the one that's been involved in that situation. Now I was just there, I was just there to offer support, and well, I've also been affected, and
Yeah.
yeah, I wish we couldn't actually talk about this, but we have to. So we're just trying to be,
As transparent as we
real
can.
and as transparent as we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah, guys. So there's a video that we have uploaded like a few months ago that was talking about how my mom didn't make it to my she refused to be part of my marriage. So if you've seen that video, you'll understand what we're talking about now. So guys, what happened is that on our wedding day, mom didn't come to my wedding also, and it's because I also didn't invite her. But besides that, I knew that inviting her would bring negative energies for me.
And I
for
don't
the
think
day.
she would have come.
And I don't think she would have made it. She would yeah. But I also don't want to assume. But I think also the energy. I didn't want the energy as well. So what happened is that as on the wedding day you can't be on your phone and all that. So that day I kept my phone. I gave my phone to my friend, and it happened that mom wanted called throughout the wedding, and whenever my friend answered the phone, she went hectic. She would swear and insult and all that. And I think maybe that the plan was to actually get me and on the phone and say whatever that she wanted to say, so that can actually mess up my wedding. But I'm grateful that my friend also didn't entertain that and didn't come to me while we actually throughout the day. So he only told me later that your mom was trying to call you, and he highlighted a bit of the conversations. So yeah. So what happened is that two of my nieces, and one that actually that is so close to my heart, I take as my daughter. She's my late sister's daughter, and I feel that she's my daughter because I made a promise to my late sister that I'll treat her and take her as my daughter and look after her, and that's what I've been doing. So it happened that I arranged transportation because it was late for them, my two nieces, to live with my friend who's staying just a few streets away, like a street away from from home. So she went back home with my nieces, and me being responsible just for her to tell my mother that what, I'm back with the kids. Yeah, they're safe now, and she can just call me and tell me that the kids are safe. So they got home. Mom chased my nieces away, and it was late, and insulted my friend whom I actually sent to make sure that the kids are home safe. Yeah. My friend called me and she was like, yo, it's hectic at home. There's a situation, like your mom chased the kids away, kids are here crying and all that. And I'm glad that that happened after the wedding, like late. So I called my mother and we exchanged some hectic words because being visabhlung, and I was also confused on, if you have a problem with me, why not deal with me
and not take out the
and
frustrations
yes, on the kids,
yeah.
you know. So I asked my friend, I explained a bit the situation to to husband, that, you know, that's the situation, and yeah. So we drove to my place at home, like home, to my mother's place. So we called also the police, so they can just be there as well, just to avoid situations being messy, because I know how my mom is. So we got home, and police being police, they didn't come. So I was like, you know what, it's fine. I went to my friend's place, and she told me everything. I was like, you know what, as long as the kids are safe, I'll come back tomorrow and see what to do, because it was a Sunday. So for the Monday, we'll come and sort everything out, you know. So we went back, and Monday morning, as heavily, it was not actually raining, it was flooding.
Because I remember even a lot of people died during that time of flood. So.
And as hectic as it was, my friend, he was just, he pulled through. So because
imagine driving through floods. So he
to
really
ensure
did,
that everything is sorted out at home. So we drove to.
And if you're watching, thank you so much. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah. So we drove to my mom's house, and I called the police again. They didn't come, you know. So I decided that, you know what, I'm just gonna go to the house. And my friend, by that time in the morning, she told that, no, your mom came and picked the kids up late, you know. So I decided to, because the police were not coming, so I decided to just go into the house and have a conversation, you know, with mom. So I got to the house. My nieces were sitting there watching TV, and she was sleeping. I went to the bedroom and have a conversation, and wanted to actually ask her, you know, that in as much as you hate me, but don't take it out on the kids, you know, they're not part of this demonic life that you feel that I'm living or that I am. So don't blame them, don't punish them for me being me, you know. And it got hectic that we started raising our voices, and hectic words were exchanged, the process and stuff. And as
and it was for the very first time you exchanged words.
It was for the very first time. So as I was about to leave the house, she threw a vase at me, and I turned, because I knew that it's actually gonna get out of hand. She can throw me with anything, you know. And also to protect the kids, I held her hands and telling the kids to leave the house, because I didn't also want to traumatize kids.
At that time I was there.
And Bay already, by that time, as I told him to stay in the car, but he came anyway, you know. And he frustrated me as well, because I felt that I told him not to come and he did not listen.
But that was
worried, you know. But yeah, I also understand that he was worried, you know. So when he managed to leave the house with the kids, and I held my mom's hands and I pushed her to the bedroom, and I closed the door so that I can try and escape and lock the butler and leave, you know. So as I did that, she managed to open the bedroom, got the keys to the butler, and came out. And she came out with an iron. And we're now running around like headless chickens, you know, trying to run away to avoid the drama, you know. And she hit my friend's car with an iron, you know.
Unfortunately enough, there was just a little scratch.
Yeah, a little scratch on the car, you know. And she was causing now an alarm like that, you know. We came with people to attack her in her own house and stuff like that. She went to my front opposite to tell them and all that. And I went to my next door neighbor to tell her the situation, that, you know what, this is what's happening and stuff. She was also surprised that, you know, this is not Tabo. Tabo is not like that. So I'm surprised hearing about all that. And she came, and my mom came and told them that I'm trying to beat her. I'm beating her with my people in her own house. So she's going to the police station, you know. Now I'm thinking, police station, she's probably going to have me arrested. Criminal record. Life messed up, you know. But we thought that, you know what, as she's going to the police station, let's just also go to the police station. Because as she gets to the police station, we must be there as well. So they actually get to hear the sides of the story from both of us, you know, to avoid police arrest and stuff like that. So we drove. I don't know what she used to get there, but she was so quick. She got there, and when we got there, she was already gone, you know. And the police told me that she went to the social workers because my niece is under social workers, and one of our hectic way in our hectic conversation, and I told her that, you know what you're doing, I'm actually going to take this through the social workers as well, because I cannot allow this to happen, not to my niece, you know. And she went to the social workers to defend herself as well, so that when I get there, already she said, hey, oh, you know. So we drove from the police station now, because the police, they said, you know what, just go and follow her, you know. I got to the social workers with my friends, whom I left in the car, and we went into the social worker's room, and she was there and saying a part, and I was given a platform also to say my own and my niece as well. And it was heartbreaking to see my niece like that, you know, being caught up in between two people that she loves so much, and now she needs to choose or be between the two of us and not know whether she should go for this one or for this one. Now, because mom is saying, you know what, you just have to choose whether you're gonna go with your uncle or, you know, you stay with me. And it was hectic because my niece, she couldn't stop crying, and that broke my heart so much, because I felt that, you know what, now this is being unfair. She's a kid. She doesn't deserve what's really happening, you know. I don't care how mom hates me at that time, or she doesn't want anything to do with me and stuff like that, being the demon that I am, or demonic things that I'm doing, living my demon life and stuff like that. But kids are not supposed to suffer because of that situation, you know. So I left. We had whatever conversation that we had with the social workers, and they told her that what she's doing is wrong and all that, and also that we must look at the kid. We must actually have the kid's interest at heart. So whatever that we're doing, we need to put the kid first, so that she's not stuck or caught up in between what's happening between me and mom. But then mom wants nothing to do with me, and I also told her there that, you know what, we can just cut it like here. There's witnesses. Let's just declare you dead and do the same with me. So pretend like, you know, I'm grateful for everything that you've done for me, and let's just, yeah, cut it here. So the social workers told her that conclusion, because I'm not the legal guardian of the kid, I need to take my niece home, you know. That was difficult because I felt that now she's gonna get home. What if she gets the conditions of being at home, they're no longer the same, or she's not treated the way she's supposed to because of me, you know. But I was like, you know what, should she experience that, I'll be forced to go back to the social worker, so that we actually try and come up with, you know, a different situation. So we left. I took my niece home, and I left. You know, we went back to our place, and I know Bay was crying throughout the entire time. And what was actually going through your head at that time?
Yo, it was a little tough. It still is tough, because she hasn't, you know, tried to ask about me or us, like whenever she calls, because lately she's been trying to call, and, you know, I don't know if she's trying to accept you or what, but then she's trying to call.
That time we were in the car, what were you thinking?
At that time, when I was in the car and you were in the room with the social workers and her, I was just crying. Like, I think I cried until you got back, because I was thinking, why is Bay going through this? Why is Denise going through this? Because they are the most sweetest people I've ever met. And my husband is like the most humble person ever, like that I've ever met or seen. And seeing him, exchanging words with his mom, it was so heartbreaking because he's not a person he's not like that. So I felt he was losing his morals and stuff, but then he was actually pushed to doing that. So it was really tough. That is why I spend most of the time, crying, and yeah, I'm a very emotional
until
person.
we left, no?
Mm.
And we went back to our place.
Yes.
But things were not the same after that. Especially with me, I told myself that I'm an orphan. There's no mother.
And the communication stopped. I
Yeah.
think for months.
Yeah, like I stopped communicating with my mother then, and it happened that I told Bay that I want to go home because he went back to Northwest. So I told Bay that I want to go home and pick up some of my important things like my documents and all that, so that I can just
So that you never ever have
to go home.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I took one day. I just told Bay that I'm going home to get my stuff and stuff like that. And Bay couldn't stop calling because he was worried as well that what if the same thing happens, And this time around, I just went there. I got there. I apologized. I actually got there, packed my things, and I think she saw that now he's packing his things. That means what he said, he meant it. He's never gonna come back because when I say something, I feel that I need to stand by it, and I'm ready to face anything that comes my way. So I told that, what, this is it. When I leave home, declare me dead. Never bother. Should I die, don't even bother. And you don't have a son, I don't have a mother. And yeah, and I apologized also, not because of me living my life and being who I am, but I apologized because of how I spoke to her and how I held her, because that was the very first and the last time I did that. So I felt that for my own for my peace of mind, to have peace within myself, I felt that I needed to apologize, so that I can have a peace of mind. So I did that, and she also apologized, but I didn't buy that because I felt that had I not come home to take all the things that I needed, you couldn't have called or made means, to say, what, this is what happened and let's sit down and talk. So I felt that you're just saying it because you're seeing that, okay, this is reality. He means business and he's leaving,
And I think after after taking your stuff from your place, that's when she actually started trying to make contact.
Yeah.
So she would try and call, and they would ignore the calls. And at that time I would be like, baby, answer the calls.
Answer the phone calls, yeah.
Because one person who loves peace, so they wouldn't answer the calls. And that really affected me because I also believed that if Bay answers the calls, maybe the mom would come around and accept him as a gay son, and eventually if she accepts you as a gay son, she will end up accepting us all in the marriage. Understand?
Yeah.
So it would really get to me whenever you ignore the calls. I remember we had an interview with Muswedding FM, and the interviewer was advising us that give your mom time. She's an old person. Maybe she does not understand gay people and their relationships and stuff. Yeah. So that's when we decided, let's just give the mom time to try and take her baby steps into accepting you. And Bay started taking the calls, but whenever he felt he should.
Yeah, that's what I did at that time. But also it wasn't for long as well, because it got to a point where I felt that, why am I entertaining this? Why am I taking
Because
calls?
she's not even trying to apologize.
Because all the time,
accept you as
because all the time I'll answer the phone calls, I'll get so mad that why are you acting like everything is okay after everything, and I'll get so mad being pata ngale indlela. So I got to a point that I told myself, there's no point in pretending, I'm not gonna do that to myself, because every time I saw the phone calls, every time I'm answering, I felt that I would get insanely pissed, I'll get bitter, and I eventually stopped taking the phone calls completely, and
up until we were positive with COVID-19. I
Mm.
think that's actually when she started making calls almost every day. In fact, every day.
But also before the COVID-19, she has been trying to call, and I was not
And you
picking
were
up the phone calls.
ignoring.
And also my
after,
sisters.
yes, you also got advice from your sisters and your
That I should
brothers
try and
that you
pick up
should
the
try
phone
and
calls,
pick up
and
the
yeah.
calls and hear what she has to say. And after the COVID-19, after we tested positive for COVID-19, she would call every day, and you would try and take the call. And I would feel left out, and with no one, because at that time of COVID-19, no one was asking if I'm okay. It was only a few of my friends who were asking if I'm okay. And my family on the other side, well, we are okay with them, just that I don't know how they do things, but they don't like calling to check up on me. And I think I had accepted. But then during that time, when you were getting calls from your family, from your siblings and your aunt and your mom, I would feel very, very left out, because your mom wouldn't ask about me. She would only ask about you and recommend what you should take for COVID-19, and not ask anything about me. And at the same time, I'm not getting calls from my family. And I think the only thing that made me feel better was your siblings and your aunt, because whenever they called, they would ask about how I'm doing, and ask to talk about me as well, to talk to me as well. And I think that is the only thing that kept me going. And
Yeah, because I spent months not talking to my mom, because I felt betrayed. I felt that everything that she taught me, from life lessons, standing by what is right, what I believe in, and stand up for myself and for the truth. And suddenly she gives me the opposite, then I was confused that you can't be teaching me everything about life, then after you turn your back and do some like the opposite,
exact opposite,
yes.
yeah.
So that was heartbreaking, that. And this is the person that, to me, she meant everything. She meant the world to me, and having to go through that was the most hectic thing. And I was angry, I was bitter, not towards the world but towards her. I was angry, I was bitter, and I remember there were some days I would get to work and I would get so emotional, and
Even
all
when
the
you got
time,
home.
she'll try and call me. I'll get so frustrated and pissed that, what, can you just leave me alone? And there's a point where I wanted to cut everyone completely from my family, like from my siblings,
And you even tried to.
and I
also
wanted to change my number.
leave me in the dark.
I wanted to change my number so that they know nothing about me. But then something hit me that, what, these people, I'll actually be so unfair towards them, because they've been there from day one. They've never questioned, they've never judged or anything. So they've been very, very supportive. So now if I do that to them, what does it say about me, So I was like, what, I'm actually going to be unfair, to be doing that to them, because they don't deserve that, And I couldn't also do that to my niece. I couldn't. So that's one thing that kept me glued to my family. And without COVID-19, when she was trying to call, I saw that, what, the anger, should anything happen to me with the COVID-19, because COVID-19 is COVID-19, I can't deal with the anger. So I needed to free myself, to forgive her, And in that process, I needed to start taking her calls as a journey to forgive, as part of the forgiveness, take your phone calls, even though the conversations are still awkward, from someone that I used to have family gossip and stuff like that with, to having that 1 minute conversation. Hi, how are you? I'm good, and stuff like that. How are you feeling and stuff, and that's it, and that changed. The relationship, it's broken, and I feel that it's still going to take time, I doubt it's going to go back to to how it was before, but I think it's still going to take a lot of work and time
and
patience and effort
sides.
from both sides, even though it's not easy. It's so not easy, because I had to let go of the anger, of the bitterness, and the thought that I had in my head that I don't have a mother and stuff like that, because my mind was made up. So now having to try and try and meet halfway and stuff like that, it's still not very easy. But yeah,
because I remember there was even a time when you took the whole week being very, very quiet, and I thought you were moody, and I thought I had done something wrong to you, because like when I've done something wrong, you turn out to be quiet. So I would always ask, are you okay, are you okay? And only to find out that whatever that happened between you and your mom was affecting you, and then you decided to actually open up and say, you know what, I feel like I've actually given up on life, and I've decided, you know what, whatever happens. She was like, okay, what are you talking about? Because I don't actually get what you're saying. So does it mean that if now I can say it's over, you'll say, hi, it's okay?
Yeah, because I now had the I don't care mentality.
Yes, you had that I don't care mentality, and now I always need a surety that, you know what, I always need you to say, baby, I love you, baby, I love you. I think, a surety, it's something that keeps me going. So they stopped doing that for a week and a few days, and I had to actually force him to talk, and he told me about how the situation between him and his mom affected him. And yeah, we talked. I didn't even know how to advise him, because I had been advising him to talk to his mom so that he can have the same relationship that he had before he told his mom about the wedding. And yeah, I think that was only, and me telling you that take your mom's calls and blah 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 blah, I think it was just to make sure that if you talk to her, she'll end up accepting you and accept me as well, and our marriage.
And by him saying that was also frustrating me to tell me to pick up the phone calls.
So it was really, really hard, guys.
Yeah.
Really, really hard.
And I think it was a very dangerous mindset as well, because I didn't care at all. I'm sure even if I got to work and they said it's all like
you are fired.
You are fired. I'll say okay, and he would say let's divorce. I'll say okay. Because I felt that the one thing that meant the world to me did something like that. She turned my back again. She turned her back against me. So nothing can break me after that. I felt that I've lost the important part of my life, and after that, the rest is just it wouldn't do anything to me, because something that I treasure so much, that was so dear to my heart,
vanished. So
just turned and did whatever. So yeah, but it's a work in progress. So
yeah, so we're still hoping
it's a process,
and
man.
praying that God intervenes, and
one day
your mom still continues to call, and one day she will eventually accept you for being gay.
Yeah.
And everything will be okay. We're just hoping and praying that God intervenes. That is all.
And we're also praying for the situation, and also another thing, it's to every mother who is watching, it's really not worth it. If ufila ukuthi umvanakho it's not living up to your expectations, don't try and go out of your way to mess everything that they love. Tell them, disown them. It's fine for the peace and stuff like that, so that you want nothing to do with them. It will hurt, yes, but don't try and go out of your way to try and destroy everything that they love.
Because some people are very weak. Hubby could have just decided to commit suicide, because a lot of people do that.
Exactly.
It's really, really not worth it to, if you don't want to accept your son or your daughter as a gay person, just don't accept them, but don't try and go out of your way to
destroy
ruin
everything
their
that they love,
lives.
from family members influencing and stuff like that. Because we might be gay, but we're still the same sons and the same daughters.
Yeah.
So,
and again, also to the sons and daughters who are homosexual, if you have got a parent who does not understand the homosexuality thingy, I think giving them time would do. Even if they
but
say
it's the
hush,
hardest thing.
it is the hardest thing, yes. But just try. We're talking from experience. Happy is talking from experience. So just try and give them time, even if it means distancing yourself from them for some time. Do that.
So that the anger can actually die down and
Yes,
stuff. Yeah.
yes.
So that you're not approaching the situation at an angle of anger.
Yeah.
So take your time and also be kind to yourself. Don't blame yourself for anything.
And don't shut people out who haven't
Because
done
we tend
anything
to,
wrong
yeah,
to you.
that's true. So
Yes.
rejection is painful. Being
It
disowned
is.
is painful.
It
And
still is painful
it
even
is.
now.
Yeah, it is.
Still
And
is
it's a work in
painful.
progress.
Just
And
thinking about it in jail.
you need to surround yourself by people who love you
Yeah.
and people who are strong, because
People
you
who
need to
are
be
positive.
strong
Yeah.
emotionally and mentally. So it's very, very hectic. It's the most painful thing ever, but we're working on it. We're speaking healing, we're working on healing. And forgiveness, like forgiving, like with your body, heart and soul and everything that you are and that you believe in.
For sanity.
Yeah.
For
So
peace.
yeah. Guys, that was the topic for today.
Yeah.
And those were curious. That's your answer. We're working on the relationship with mother and hoping for the best.
And we're not pushing it.
And we're not pushing it, baby steps.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys.
We're just hoping that one day she'll just ask
come
about
around.
us.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're not even telling her about us or anything.
Yeah.
Whenever Bay's talking to her, he's not mentioning anything about
Yeah.
me or us. We're not trying to push anything. We're not trying to rub anything in her face.
Yeah.
So, guys, that was that. And thank you so much.
And
thank you
to
so much.
all the new subscribers, the new viewers, guys, you're welcome.
We thank you, guys.
And to the old ones, guys, we thank you for supporting the channel, for being with us in this journey. And yeah,
we'll keep updating you on the progress.
yeah,
If there's anything new, there's anything positive, we'll keep you updated. If there's anything negative, because we are all about the reality,
and
we are all about being realistic. So we'll keep you guys updated. If you do want to follow us on our social media platforms, we are on Instagram and Twitter. On Instagram we are Tulo at Tulo _Ndlovu, and then on Twitter it's R_Tulo Ndlovu, and then Facebook we I am Roni. No, it's Motlajo Tulo Ndlovu, and he is Tabo Mangezi Tulo Ndlovu. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for supporting us, and keep well, guys.
We love you
Thank
guys.
so,
We
so
love you.
much.
We love you.
Yes.
Goodbye.
So we can't just say goodbye without a kiss.
Aye, Christian.
The topic of today, guys, it was really, really
Training.
I think I need
That-
something.
That's why even the energy, it's
I
so it took so much strength. So yeah.
Guys, goodbye.
Bye.
I love you.
I love you too, baby.